again.
But the thing is, I just started recording, so all they can hear is intro.
Okay, let's start it off. Shall we?
Oh, we have to play the intro first.
Shitballs!
Hello and welcome to the Naughty Dog Agenda episode 5. But don't say it again, Nick. This is the 5th episode of the Naughty Dog Agenda. The Naughty Dog Agenda being the number one Naughty Dog dedicated fan. Let me start that again. The Naughty Dog Agenda being the number one. What?
The number one! The number one
fan dedicated Naughty Dog podcast on the internet, mainly because it's the only one. So yeah, hello. I can't. Please start knocking, Nick. I can't talk.
Wait, what?
Oh fucking hell. Anyway, in this episode, we're going to go through some of the news, and then we're going to go on to the topic of the show, which is Insomniac and Naughty Dog, and which we prefer, and which is better, and whatever. So yeah, enjoy the show, and yeah, let's get straight into the news. Nick,
Yo.
do us a news jingle.
What? A news jingle? Okay, hold on.
Naughty Dog news. Right, we have two news.
The Naughty Dog news! There you go.
Okay, so yeah, we have two news stories today in the Naughty Dog Agenda. A whole two. So Nick, which do you think sounds more interesting to start with? Mocap or Bandicoots?
Fucking definitely Bandicoots, because
Okay.
who hasn't heard shit about that in ages, so let's see what you have to say about that.
Sony recently on their Twitter, their Middle East Twitter, posted a picture of Crash Bandicoot, and over it with Arabic writing saying "wanted" or something to that extent. Yeah, it's like a wanted poster, and Crash Bandicoot is on it. It's Crash the Titans render. It's like his Crash the Titans design, which I didn't like, but whatever. But yeah, the internet blew up about this, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, man, Sony's bringing back Crash Bandicoot for the PlayStation 4. This happens every few months. Why are we still getting excited? Yeah, Sony is a fucking troll. In my opinion. Just like Gamescom a few months ago, the fucking goddamn fucking This just still pisses me off. Sean fucking Layden comes out wearing a fucking Crash Bandicoot shirt, and I literally jumped out of my fucking seat and screamed, oh my god, like a little girl. And I was there the whole show in anticipation, waiting for Crash Bandicoot announcement, a new Crash Bandicoot, and computer says
Fucking
no.
Nothing.
Computer says no, and I was very annoyed. And then a few months before that, they fucking teased Crash Bandicoot on their Twitter like fucking crazy. A few months before that, EA, or not EA, Jesus, Activision took all Crash Bandicoot shit down off their site, which is really fishy. Months before that, Sony, in their PlayStation 4 ad, had Easter eggs for Crash Bandicoot in their ad. And now we're back here, about a year later, or about a few, I was just going to say months later, and again they're teasing Crash. Do I think Sony have acquired the rights to Crash? No. Do I think? Well, I'm going to get into that a bit more. Do I think Sony are going to release a new Crash game? I don't know. I honestly don't, because the one thing that sticks in my head, and the one thing that really just brings something like some suspicion of hope that that Sony have somehow brought this back, somehow bought the rights back from Activision, is that Activision a few months back took everything Crash Bandicoot related off their site, which means they probably didn't want to do more of Crash or whatever, just didn't want to support the brand anymore, or they sold it. That's the only smidgen of hope I have. Other than that, though, I think Sony are just being assholes and they need to stop doing this. I don't think we're going to get a new Crash game anytime soon. At best, I think we're going to get a re-release of the Crash Bandicoot trilogy and Crash Team Racing on PS4, and then I think that would be that. Unless Sony buys it back for a fuckload of money, whatever Activision want for it, I don't see Crash Bandicoot being made by Naughty Dog anytime soon, and I don't think Naughty Dog would even want to make a new Crash Bandicoot game. Nick thoughts.
I think it'd be interesting. I would be completely settled. I would be fulfilled if they just made remasters for the PS4 with those awesome graphics. I really think that would because I don't particularly care for Crash Bandicoot per se, but I would definitely
you
spend
didn't grow
my
up
money.
Crash, but you weren't like me, who like Crash Bandicoot's like my childhood and a lot of other people's childhood. You don't really have that, do you?
It was my like toddlerhood, I guess. Like I played that shit when I was a toddler. Like I remember getting so pissed off because I couldn't beat that penguin fucker or whatever. It was some ice mission and he was throwing shit at me. And it was pissing me. Yes, that's
fucker. Crash 3.
Yeah. So I remember doing that shit, and I mean when I was like 2 years old or something. Like I was really young, and
you would have been 2. 98. Yeah, 98. You would have been 2.
Just something like that. I remember like just playing that and shit. You know, surprisingly, after that, I don't remember where, but I remember playing Sonic on the Sega.
Yeah.
Like that whole music, that.
Okay, we're getting sidetracked here.
But anyways, yeah, I think it would be awesome to have, because I would definitely spend my hard-earned money on on a Crash remaster just to try it again, because I had a lot of fun with Uncharted, and I think I might have a lot of fun with Crash.
Yes. So yeah, we have one more news story. Actually, I better wrap this one up. Yeah, Crash is coming to PS4, probably, but not a remake or not a new game, which most people are saying. I mean, the article here that I fucking just have up here is it's a clickbait article, of course, by Techno Buffalo. Shame on you and your clickbait articles, fuckers. It says Sony might be teasing a new Crash Bandicoot for PlayStation 4. Where did you get any of that information? They put a picture of Crash Bandicoot on their Twitter, and this automatically makes PlayStation 4 Crash Bandicoot new. Sony teasing. How did you get all that out of a picture of Crash Bandicoot? I don't know, but yeah, I don't think it's coming, personally.
Neither do I.
Okay, right. Next news story. News 2. Uncharted 4 wraps up motion capture work. What? What? Can I just say so? Well, what? The game is 2 months off, mates. Lads, like, the game is less than 2 months away, and you are just finishing motion capture? That's one of the first things that should be finished. This is freaking me out. Unless this is for the DLC, which Neil Druckmann has said himself, they have not even thought about the DLC yet. If this is for the DLC, that's fine. If this is for the final game, and it's just a few redos and touch-ups, again, that's fine. If this is motion capture work, and this is fucking in-game, like, fucking motion capture work that is being done for, like, more cutscenes, more whatever, you're not going to get that done in time, lads. I don't care how much hours you do. Motion capture and fucking animating takes a long fucking time. You're not going to get that done and polished to Naughty Dog standards in that amount of time. And this is freaking me out because I think the game's going to be delayed again. And it's also freaking me out because if this game's delayed again, it is a fucking solid fact that Naughty Dog don't have a fucking clue what they're doing with the game. Because if a game is delayed 3 times, I'm sorry, you have no idea what the fuck you're at.
Mm-hmm. And with that said, I just have a feeling. I have a small feeling in my gut that it's repeating the same thing like with Jack 4.
Yeah, but this game is way too far in development for that. The game is nearly done, apparently, but then again, I might be wrong, because Uncharted 4 is just wrapping up motion capture work, which I thought was done fucking months ago. November about. Fucking Naughty Dog tweeted, oh, we wrapped up motion capture work. February now. 2 months away from release. Oh, we wrapped up motion capture work. What, we're going to get something fucking April fucking 14th, the day before the game's release? Oh, we just wrapped up motion capture work. Oh, and the game's delayed again for another year. I mean, I don't know, I'm a bit... Hopefully it's for the DLC, or hopefully it's just tiny little things. I hope Naughty Dog know what they're doing, because I know this whole Uncharted 4 has been really dodgy. It has a really dodgy development, in my opinion. With everybody, a fuckload of people leaving Naughty Dog, like in the middle of development, and the whole team shifting over with different vision and all. I'm just scared that they're losing sight of themselves. But hopefully everything's fine, and it's Naughty Dog, so why should I be worried? Nick, thoughts?
You pretty much said it all, Keith. I mean, I don't really have much else really to add other than I hope the game does well, and I hope it's a good enough game to where Keith comes back and be like, Nick, you need to fucking get this game, you know.
Like all the other Uncharted, like every other Naughty Dog game. Yeah. Okay. Even Keith the Thief. Right. So today's topic, Nick, do you want to introduce us to this? I've been doing most talking.
Yeah, sure. Today's topic is going to be rather interesting. I am actually quite excited to get started on this. Today's topic is Insomniac Games versus
that was
Naughty
awesome.
Dog.
Do that again, please. That was awesome.
Insomniac versus Naughty Dog.
Nice.
So let's start this shit, shall we? So, for starters, we're gonna start on the old PS1, the great granddad.
Well, firstly, let's explain what we're at.
Naughty Dog and Insomniac. What else is there to fucking say?
Basically, let's just run down what we're going to be doing to like compare the two. So, Naughty Dog and Insomniac are had two very similar roadmaps getting into the gaming industry. Both were owned by Universal. Both fucking worked side by side at Universal. Both hated Universal, left, got deals with Sony. Both became Sony owned. Well, Naughty Dog did. Insomniac were still their own company. They were the second party. They just had and they made very similar games, and they had very similar visions. So basically what we're going to do is going to start from the PS1 area, compare the trilogy on PS1, compare the trilogy on PS2, and compare the trilogy on PS3. We're not going to do any miscellaneous games or anything. We're just going to do the 3 trilogies, and what things we're going to do next. So Nick, you start.
Alright, so first we're going to go back to the great granddaddy of the PS4. If I said that right. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Great granddaddy?
Yeah.
Great granddaddy. Alright, so we're going back to the PS1, the good old fucking gray system, without any analogs or any really hard technical bullshit. It did later on, but you didn't really need them. So, because the camera angle just kind of went by itself, which kind of pissed me off. It was actually really hard to use it like that, in my opinion. But
3D gaming.
So, anyways, we're going to start off with Naughty Dog's Crash Bandicoot trilogy and Insomniac's Spyro trilogy. So, let's break right on down into it. Keith, start us off.
Well, let's start with Crash 1 and Spyro 1. Crash 1 has a Let's start this again. Crash 1 takes place in a marsupial zone world, where Crash Bandicoot, a orange marsupial, runs through jungles and shit, jumping on platform to platform, looking for gems and other sorts. He breaks lots of boxes, and the game is fucking fun as fuck. The game is really fun. I love the game to death. It's my second favorite Crash Bandicoot game. Yeah, don't kill me for that. Yeah, it's an excellent game in my opinion. I love it. And that's all. I'm not even going to explain anymore. Everyone knows what Crash Bandicoot is. Then again, Spyro, on the other hand, is again another awesome game by Insomniac. Now, this should be granted, Spyro 1 came out when Crash 3 was out, so this is a bit obscured. But we're just going to... I know it's a bit unfair because like the original Crash game is so much older than Spyro 1, but we're just going to do this anyway. I know it's unfair, but whatever. But yeah, Spyro 3 came out. Not Spyro 3, Spyro 1 came out. And yeah, you played as a dragon, you went around getting gems in these worlds, and it was very free roamy. It worked very well. Their engine was great. I mean, it was great performance for the PS1. It really did. It was kind of free roam. You could go into whatever worlds you wanted, collecting gems and paying this motherfucker to help you get past bridges. That bear fucker. And yeah, it was just a really, really fun game. I have to pick one though. Now this is for nostalgia reasons alone, because I think technically that Spyro 1 is the better game, but then again you have to take into account that Spyro 1 is 3 years later than Crash 1, so you have to take that into account too. But for nostalgia reasons alone, I'm going to pick Crash 1.
For me, I played the original Crash. I liked it. I don't remember much of it because I didn't really get into Crash back in the day. But I didn't really play Spyro when it first came out either. I first played Spyro way later in my life. Well, toddler life. So, I mean, I don't even know which Spyros that I've really played. I don't know all of them. I played a lot of them, but I don't really quite remember all of the Spyros that I've played. But I remember just the same mechanics with the first one. So I'm just going to go on a whole. I played most of the Crashes. I think the least one I've played the most of was probably the second Crash, probably. But I don't really remember much of any of the other Crashes because they all look the same to me, even with Spyro. So, me just judging by which gameplay style I liked more from the time, I have to go with Spyro.
So Spyro is your overall winner on PS1?
Yeah, Spyro is my overall winner on PS1.
PS1.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one for Insomniac to Nick, and one to Naughty Dog for me.
So... Okay, so the next era is PS2.
And I think
now this one
is quite obvious.
This one's going to be quite obvious. Actually, not quite. Not quite.
Because me and Nick were actually discussing this before we started the podcast. We actually go through phases where we argue with ourselves, like, about what do we prefer, Jack or Ratchet. I mean, sometimes when I play Ratchet, it just goes through my mind, like, is this better than Jack? Do I prefer this to Jack? And I think of all the bad things about Jack while I'm playing it and all the good things about Ratchet. But then I go back to Jack straight away and I'm like, no, I think I prefer this. There's just something about Jack that makes me prefer it. Spoiler alert. But, yeah, well, let's just do this one as a whole, because everyone knows the games.
Now let's get into it, because this is one that I actually know things about.
Okay,
so.
you can go into it then. Go on.
All right. So, first Jack game. All right. Actually, better yet, I'm going to start this with Ratchet, because to be honest with you, surprisingly, Ratchet holds more nostalgia to me than the first Jack game.
Wow.
Surprisingly. Simply because Ratchet and Clank is the first PS2 game I've ever played.
Mm-hmm.
There, I said it. I know. I'm a fucking failure for wanting to put that game in other than Jack and Daxter. So
it's a brilliant game. You shouldn't be ashamed of that.
Oh, no, I'm definitely not. I first played Ratchet and Clank, and I fucking fell in love immediately. I played that game, I think, for like 4 hours the first time I fucking played it. I just kept playing it. Loved everything about it. The intro with Clank, the fucking, when you meet Ratchet and when just everything about the game, all the way up to its amazing ending, just fucking blew my mind. It was everything about it was just perfect. It really nailed itself on the head with that. And then the first Jack game came out, and it didn't come out, but I had it as well. I played that, and I was fucking blown away at both of them. So, to be honest with you, to be completely honest with you, and everything, I can't go with Naughty Dog or Insomniac either way. For the first two games, both of them, just both of them.
First two or first ones?
First ones.
Okay.
Ratchet and Jack and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy, both of them. I have to give them both points for that. I'm just going to say both of those two games for now. But whoever wins out of this trilogy, that's the next point.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. I originally bought Ratchet. Well, my mother bought Ratchet for my best friend's birthday. Because we were really close with that family, and yeah, my mother bought my friend a video game for his birthday. It's just a video game that looked cute and looked like it's suitable for him. So he got it. He's like, "Oh wow, it's a great gift, thank you." And he went upstairs. All his friends and me went upstairs and put in the game, started playing it. I saw it, and I saw a fucking Metropolis, and I was like, "Why did my mammy not get me this game?" Oh my! It looked incredible, and I fucking begged for the game. I kept begging and begging and begging for it. I rented it a million times, and I finally got it, and I was so happy. The game is a fucking incredible game. It's an amazing game. I love it to death. I just love it. Jack 1. What else can I say about Jack 1 that I haven't said before? Jack 1 is an absolutely innovative game. Innovative, I do say it. A lot of people don't think it was that innovative. I say it was. No loading screens. First ever open world game with no loading screens at all. There was hidden loading screens, but you didn't have a black screen in your face saying loading, loading. Very little pop in. Fucking frame rate perfect most of the time. Incredible fucking gameplay. The gameplay was just fluid. I'm gonna say this. I would put Jack's gameplay over Ratchet's gameplay any day. And yeah, I just have to pick Jack over this because Jack is just, in my opinion, is the overall better game. So yeah.
All right, so now we'll go to the next part of the trilogy, Ratchet 2 in Europe, or Ratchet and Clank Going Commando in the USA.
I wish Europe got US's fucking hilarious names.
Yeah, they're really awesome.
Yeah.
So Ratchet and Clank Going Commando, right? It was pretty much just adding on to what already was good. You know, it was pretty much the same thing, but I mean, fucking Ratchet got a badass helmet and a badass outfit, and he looked badass. He was badass. So pretty much it started off with just an amazing storyline, and it ended with kind of a shitty ending, actually. I didn't quite care for the
I'm going to say this before... Actually, I'll say this. So I'm going to forget, actually. So I'm just going to say it here. I hated Ratchet 2's story. I just saw it was just... I hated it. Even playing it when I was a kid, I hated it. I never liked it at all. Personally, I just thought it was so silly. I mean... Oh, look, there's little monsters taking over the world.
Yeah, I didn't get that part at all.
Yeah.
It was like, they're just cute little fucking monsters.
Yeah.
I don't get it. That just didn't appeal to me.
The dialogue was incredible, and I liked that they changed Ratchet's voice. I wasn't a big fan of Ratchet's voice in the first game, but I loved his second voice. And yeah, it was a great game. I've taken over from you here, Nick.
Yeah, the game is fantastic. It's just the ending of Ratchet 2 or Going Commando just pissed me off because I didn't think that stupid big ass oversized overfed fucking puffball was going to be the end of the game. And when it was, I was like, what the fuck? This is it? And then we go over to the Jack camp, Naughty Dog camp. You got Jack 2, which of course was completely fucking innovative, made everything that they did in the first game better, and completely rebooted everything. It was amazing. The game was fantastic. It was Keith Healy's first ever pre-order, if I'm correct, right?
No.
Who the fuck's pre-order was that?
It wasn't mine anyway. I
Pre-order.
don't know who you're thinking of.
Oh no, it was Scout Flies. Never mind. Anyways, it was a good game. It was fantastic, and everything about it was literally great. The story got even more better than the first one's story. It was incredible, and I have to go with fucking Jack 2 on this one, just because simple facts. The story was better on Jack 2. The gameplay mechanics, in my opinion, were better because they improved so much more than comparison to Ratchet. And yeah, that's it.
They took a bigger risk.
It did, and it successfully
It kind
did
of,
well.
and I did do that. It was a disappointment in sales, apparently, but whatever, fuck that. The game was fantastic, and I agree with everything Nick said, so I'm not going to central on this one. I completely agree with absolutely pretty much everything Nick said there. Jack 2 for me all the way. Yeah. And now, I'll start this one. We talked about how disappointed we were with Ratchet 2's story. Get to Ratchet 3, or Ratchet Up Your Arsenal. They made up for
I love
that.
that title.
They made up for that in every fucking way.
Oh,
The story
my God, they did.
in Ratchet and Clank 3 is absolutely fantastic. It is hilarious from start to finish. Every single joke has you on the floor. It's just and it has the. And I'm going to say this now. I've never said this before, but I'm going to admit it. Ratchet and Clank 3 has the best villain in video game history.
Dr. Nefarious! Lawrence! Lawrence!
Dr. Nefarious is just, oh my god, he is such a fantastic character. They also took the RPG mechanics from Ratchet 2 and expanded on them. You can upgrade all your guns to about level 10, and then you can get mega versions of that gun in hero mode. And the game is fantastic from start to finish. I enjoyed myself. It's definitely my favorite Ratchet game ever. The game is. It's just.
That's the best way.
I love the game to death. It's a 9.8 out of 10 game for me. I fucking love it to death. Nick.
Me for Ratchet and Clank 3. It is being able to go back to the Bogon Galaxy was such a breath of fresh air. Seeing those, what the hell were those things called? Triceratops. That's an actual dinosaur. You better get a picture of what Triceratops dinosaur and just throw it in there on the editing. Okay. But, anyways, I don't know what those things are. They had like one fucking eye or something. What were those things called?
Oh, the Tyrannoids.
Yep. Seeing that news broadcast of the Tyrannoids fucking with that planet in the Bogon Galaxy, and then just hearing Ratchet just be like, "We're going home," and I was just like, "Yeah!" I was like, "Yeah!"
The story was instantly fixed.
Yeah, as soon as I heard that they were going home, I was like, "Oh yeah!" And like, cool thing about it was the when you first start off, you get 2 combat bots beside you.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
And it really brought out the feeling of
you were in a war.
Yeah, and not just that, but it worked so well that they put that in the whole game, Ratchet Deadlock, which is not anything part of this, but Ratchet Deadlocked is likable mostly because of those 2 robots. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Those robots are shit. But anyways, back to the task at hand. Ratchet 3 or Up Your Arsenal. Great game from start to finish. And one thing that Keith forgot to mention that I loved about fucking Ratchet 3 or Arsenal, whatever you want to call it, reason why I loved it so much was because I couldn't wait to get the next motherfucking vid comic and play as Captain Clark.
Of course. Yeah, those
that was the music and then fucking Dr. Nefarious, as he was a human being, he looked so fucking stupid and just constantly always be like, "Clark, you bastard!" All right, so now then, Keith, since we talked about all the good stuff in Ratchet 3, let us move on to the epic behemoth known as Jack 3.
Jack 3 starts off epically. Jack 3 continues epically. Jack 3 ends not so epically.
epically. Not so epically, but it has, it has a good
An incredible boss fight.
incredible boss fight epic. But the ending of the game was like, ugh.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't like ugh. It was just like,
Yeah.
okay, I see what
Happy
you're
ending.
trying to do
Yeah, we're
here.
getting more
Happy.
games. At least we can look forward to more games. But yeah, Jack Tree is my nostalgia value for this game is above all other Jack games. Jack 3 and Jack 2 probably hand in hand. I know actually all the Jack games. Fuck that. But oh, Jack 3 is just an incredible game. They played it safer than Jack 2, but how could they do another risk like that? They couldn't. Although they did fucking go crazy as well. More mechanics, fucking a whole new map on top of the other map. You could still go back to the other map of Jack 2.
Are you kidding me? Wait. No, it's not 2 maps. It's 3 maps, motherfucker.
Three
It's
maps.
3 maps.
Asparagus. I've got the asparagus.
In the desert. The
Yeah.
desert. Forgetting about the fucking desert. The desert is a map. It's a huge map.
Yeah. Yeah, the game is fantastic. More guns, more story. Dark Jack is fucking better than ever. Light Jack, much more mechanics. Story, epic as fuck. Man, everything about it is just incredible. Even the glitches are amazing.
I know the things that aren't supposed to be in the game are
Yeah.
fucking fantastic.
Um,
Uh huh. Keep going.
the fucking car mechanics are.
Oh,
my,
to die for.
my
To
God.
die for.
Um,
They were so good. They made a whole fucking game off of it
an epic war in Haven City. Where you could just fucking free roam
with
around
no with no frame rate drop whatsoever.
in the open world with no fucking interruption whatsoever, which you can load up in less than 3 seconds. Or if you don't want to load up in less than 3 seconds, just go on a fucking just watch a cutscene where you going on a fucking cool ship thing. Man, I love this game to death.
All right.
I just
All right. I guess I'll give my side of the story now, huh? So, Jack 3. Right. I pretty much agree with just about everything that Keith said. But I have a few different feelings about it myself. Number one, the game starts off with the best Jack intro ever. Period.
period.
Would you disagree with that? Would you disagree with that?
I'm conflicted between Jack 2 and Jack 3.
No, I'm not talking about like the intro, like when you press start.
Oh.
I'm talking about the introductory cutscene. You know what I mean?
Well, then Jack 2 definitely wins.
No, not when you press start.
Yeah,
Before you press
You're getting
start.
mixed up here.
No, I'm not.
No, you are.
The stupid fucking thing in Jack 2 where it just shows you going through Haven City and then fucking Daxter running around.
Oh, well,
of course Jack
thing,
3
that
beats
thing.
that.
Of course Jack
Of course
3
Jack
wins
3
that.
beats. Yeah, I wasn't talking about that. That's on a whole nother level. Yeah, of course Jack 2 beats it with that. Of course. No. I'm talking about the main intro to Jack 3.
Oh, well, of course, yeah.
Before you even press start, you got the fucking thing coming in, hovering. What do you call that thing? I don't know what you call it. Shuttle thing. And you got the desert and everything. Jack's in prison, and then Jack starts going through flashbacks to catch up to why the fuck this shit's happening to him, because he was being fucking accused of things that he really didn't have anything to do with entirely, with crew and shit. And then the game just starts, and it just starts so epically. It just throws you into this whole new world, completely oblivious to what's happening in Haven City. You have no idea what's happening there, and it just leaves you wondering until you actually get to Haven City. And when you're finally in Haven City and you see it in ruins and shit, it just hits you in the face like, holy fuck. But some shit has went down. Mm-hmm. And then just continuing throughout the game, finally meeting up with Tor, meeting up with Tess, meeting up with fucking Freedom HQ on the north side, seeing Jinx's lovely mug again. Everything about the game, mechanical wise, everything is better. Dark Jack can finally shoot projectiles from his hands. Fucking the gun courses actually shoot back at you. I mean, how can you fucking forget about that? The gun courses can shoot back at you to make them more of a bastard to
I'm
finish.
glad I'm not
And
doing
things
a. I'm glad I'm not doing a no guns Jack 3 Let's Play, because then gun courses would be a fucking nightmare.
uh-huh. Yes. Oh, I gotta see that. You gotta do that.
Oh
Just the gun
no.
courses with guns just to try
I'm
it.
gonna have to take like a fucking 10-year hiatus from Jack after the Jack 2 Let's Play I'm doing.
Just it was just so good. And then the mini games that was in Jack 3, just the mini games alone were incredible. The fucking Daxter thing that was like Pac-Man and shit. I love playing that, and I would still play that to this day. I love that just for the fuck of it. Even though I have all the precursor orbs already, I just keep playing that shit for some reason. And just everything about it was just so fucking good. The car driving in the game. I would spend hours just jumping the dunes in the desert trying to cut backflips and shit, failing of course. But just if I had to give my final verdict between Ratchet 3 or Jack 3, I'm sorry. It is so close. It is so close. Like I said, I would give Ratchet 3 Up Your Arsenal, I would give that a 9.8, just like what Keith said. But with Jack 3, I have to give that one a straight 10. Jack 3 wins all the way.
This one, Nick, to me, is even harder than it is for you. I don't think anyone understands how much I love Ratchet 3. I haven't really fucking expressed my love for this game as much as I've expressed my love for Jack. This is like, if I could tie, I would tie these two games. But I don't want to do that. So I'm just gonna have to go with the fucking cheap out nostalgia value. Jack 3 is more nostalgia value. I'm going for Jack 3.
So there we go.
That's okay. So Naughty Dog 1, Insomniac 1 for you, Nick. Naughty Dog 2 for me.
Right.
Last trilogy. Resistance versus Uncharted. I'm gonna get this out of the way, and I'm gonna just do this really fast. I'm not a big shooter fan. I don't mind shooters, but I'm not the biggest shooter fan. I'd much prefer third person games. However, Insomniac and their Resistance series made me fall in love with shooters for a while. That trilogy is a fucking masterpiece. It's a masterclass of how to make a shooter fun and compelling. It is just an incredible series, and it's a shame to see it go. But they made the right decision because they want to do other endeavors. But Uncharted, to me, you can't beat Uncharted on PS3. You cannot beat Uncharted. Uncharted to me is definitely my favorite PS3 trilogy. I just fucking love them games to death. So my pick right now for all three is Uncharted. I'm not going to go any more into it. Uncharted is just going to win all three because I'd much rather play a third-person action-adventure game than a first-person shooter.
Mm-hmm. All right, so now it's my turn. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I played one of the fucking Resistances. One of them. And it was the most forgetful experience I've ever encountered. I would rather play Call of Duty than fucking Resistance.
Which one was it?
I don't remember. It was that forgettable. I don't even remember. It was probably the second one, which is probably the shittiest one.
The second one is the worst one, yeah, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't fucking really fucked with Resistance, nor did I really care. I didn't really care for any part of Resistance at all. It's just stupid, in my opinion. I put it in my system literally once, and I took it out and never played it again.
You should give it another chance.
Uncharted.
Resistance 2 is a good game, and you do like shooters, don't you, Nick?
No, not really.
You
I
like
just
Call of
play
Duty?
them just barely. It just barely skims. If I was going to play any shooter, I would rather play BioShock.
Okay.
If I had to play any shooter at all. And I don't really care for shooters. That's just plain and simple.
Same as me.
So, realistically, I played Uncharted. First, fucking liked it at the beginning, then fucking hated it because of fucking bullshit that I believed. But then I played it again, remastered on PS4 and shit, and I just fell in love with it, and I'm not really going to get into it because I'll end up screaming my head off about how awesome Uncharted 3 was. So I'm just going to plain out tell you, fucking Uncharted 3. Uncharted 3, Uncharted 2, Uncharted 1. All of them fucking fantastic. I go Uncharted as well.
So, Naughty Dog wins in both our camps.
Pretty much.
This isn't anything to fucking derail Insomniac. Insomniac are fucking... They're doing great things now.
They're a close second.
They are a close second to Naughty Dog. But I think Naughty Dog are just a step above them. I do, in fairness. And also Insomniac, since they've left Sony, have done some dodgy thing. Well, not dodgy thing. I mean, they're doing what they want. I mean, good for them. But since they left Sony, they've made some decisions that are quite questionable, such as making Sunset Overdrive an Xbox One exclusive. And sure, Microsoft offered them a lot of money, and good for them, but I think they would have made so much more money if they released them on both consoles. Why not release them on both consoles? I don't see the logic in not doing that. Also, they're doing a lot of mobile games and Facebook games now, which is just, whatever, do what you want to do, but come on, you're a hardcore AAA game developer, lads. Why go to mobile? I know you need money and all, but come on. They are making a new Ratchet game, so at least they didn't forget their series. Ratchet is near and dear to their heart, and I'm so glad that they are treating Ratchet with the respect it deserves.
Ratchet is still going just as strong as it was back in the day as it is now.
Well, I wouldn't
like
say
still
just
the
as
same.
strong, but it's still strong. They did fucking get rid of a lot of the steam with some of the experimental Ratchets they tried doing. It's their own fault. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It was Insomniac's own fault. That Ratchet lost the steam it did.
But it's too bad we can't say the same about Jack.
Well, it's a good thing we don't say the same, because Jack never lost its steam. It never got steam, but it never lost it.
It just lost it with.
You don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. So later.
The Lost Frontier. The Lost Frontier.
Oh,
the Lost Frontier.
What just happened? What just happened
it.
there? My headphones muted themselves. Weird. Anyway, so yeah.
The Lost Frontier.
Insomniac are an incredible game developer. And I hope everything goes well for them with the Ratchet and Clank movie, and I'm so looking so forward to Ratchet and Clank movie. It's out in April, just like Uncharted 4. It's all again another similarity. Uncharted and Ratchet and Clank come out in the same month. So yeah.
Yep.
Great episode, Nick. Yeah, it was fun talking. Please put your comments below of who you prefer, what games you prefer. Want to get a discussion going down there, and yeah, thanks very much for watching. Nick, anything to add?
And until next time, arrivederci, bitches.
I have no idea what that meant, but yeah, good luck.
Goodbye. Bye.
You're Italian?
No, I'm just going off of Assassin's Creed 2 logic. Arrivederci, bitches.
Okay. That's nice. So that's Naughty Dog Agenda episode 5. Hope you enjoyed. And yeah, we'll see you next week, lads. Thanks very much for watching.